So what's an example of an assignment that isn't working and that needs redesign? I'll tell you a personal story about that. Years ago, in the middle of probably the first week of classes, I thought to myself, let's add a collaborative glossary to my course. A glossary of the course terms, the key concepts and the key terms and definitions from the course. It would be super if students could, define those in small groups and post the glossary to the online course website. The problem here with this particular assignment, there were a few problems. Basically, it required, as it turns out with the learning management system at the time, it required basic knowledge of HTML, and I assumed that all these students would have that kind of knowledge. Unfortunately, in a large class of 150 or so people, only one student in the whole class had that expertise. So that student ended up taking a lot of time teaching the other students how to put HTML tags in their definitions. I also had asked them to collaborate outside of class, but of course none of their schedules meshed. I had randomly assigned them teams of 2 to 3 people without giving them any class time in which to do the work. I also made it just part of the regular participation grade. This was a last-minute decision on top of many, many small assessments like mini journal prompts and written work. It wasn't tied explicitly to any particular learning outcome, so I was assessing something that wasn't an outcome. The whole thing really kind of fell apart, right? And so the definitions were partial. People didn't have time to meet. They didn't know HTML. They didn't necessarily get a chance to meet with any of their peers. So in essence, that taught me a lot about the need to align assessment with outcomes and to give class time and space for people to collaborate.